In this video, I'm going to help you make your resume impossible to ignore. As a working professional, doing the work isn't enough. You have to show your work as well. I've built a tool to help you do just that. Open this URL ResumeRoa.st and upload your PDF resume here. You'll get some actionable items on how to improve your resume. I'll show you how it works in action. So I'm uploading. I've just dragged an resume here. It's uploading your resume and it will analyze it and show you some feedback. In the job hunt journey, there are two main stages. One is getting an interview, second is clearing an interview. This tool helps you with the first one, which is getting an interview. If without this, out of 100 applications, you're getting 3-4 callbacks, using the techniques discussed here, you will double or triple the number of callbacks that you receive. So let's see how this works. I'll share the link in the chat as well. This will take a lot of time because it's doing a bunch of things in the background. Alright, so here we get two sections: what's already good, what can be improved. And let's start with what can be improved because that is where the meat of this tool lies. So here is a line taken from the resume PDF that was uploaded, which says built a scalable end-to-end sales platform enabling sellers to manage products, inventory, orders, logistics, marketing campaigns, and analytics across multiple channels. The follow-up questions that this tool helps you think about is showed next. What specific technologies were used? It's not mentioned. How many users or sellers benefited? What was the measurable business impact? Was it revenue growth? Was it time saved? This is not mentioned here at all. Um, a suggested rewrite is also mentioned below it. Developed a scalable sales platform using whatever tech stack you used, supporting X number of sellers to manage products across, you said across multiple channels. So quantified how many channels, let's say 3 channels, increasing seller engagement by let's say 30%. So these numbers would come from your particular use case itself. But this if you write this in your resume, this is a much better bullet point than the original one. You can get a full feedback report by signing in. You can just sign in with GitHub. Once you sign it with GitHub, you'll get all of the other things as well. So let's not cover what's already good. That is something you already know. Let's see. Okay, the third one: designed and developed Sabu, an AI response generator. Now, reading this as an HR, it does not tell me anything. So the first question that comes in my mind as a reviewer of this resume is, what is Sabu? Like, I don't understand the word Sabu. It's jargon for me. What problem does it solve? Tell me that. Who uses it? What technologies power it? Because if I know that you have worked with so and so technologies, then I can hire you for that, for my role, if you fit that description. Any performance or user metrics. So here is a better rewrite that's mentioned. Let's say created Sabu, an AI response generator, leveraging so and so technologies, improving customer query response time by 40% for internal support teams. So mentioning this is sort of giving the HR or the reviewer or the hiring manager the confidence that the things that you worked on were not really just toy apps, it actually impacted business. And there is a full guide as well at the end. If you see, just click on read the ultimate resume guide. You'll see more tips on improving the resume. I'll just walk you through some of the mental models that I've written here. This is a very um uncomfortable thing to sort of internalize. We always feel that people will spend 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes on your resume. That does not happen. Every hiring opening, every vacancy, every job posting attracts hundreds of resumes. So you get only a couple of seconds to make your impression. Recruiter is like almost either right swiping or left swiping your resume. So you need to optimize for quick skimming. You don't need to write everything that you have done. You only need to highlight or put your best foot forward. And let's talk more about how to do that. If you don't write metrics, if you just say that I did this. The problem with that is the other person will make an assume we will make an assumption that you did something, but it did not really impact anything unless you specify otherwise. So if there are no metrics, they'll assume that there were no results at all. If you write generic tasks, they will assume that you did not own anything meaningful. And how that affects your job application is that, hey, if in the current company itself you did not do anything meaningful, what will you do coming in my company? And I also see this a lot. People write multiple pages resumes. They will just inflate their bullet points. They'll write a lot, but there's no numbers to back it up. So if you write a lot of bullet points, it just feels that you're inflating weak work because there's nothing to back it up. So what you want to do instead is, instead of 10 vague bullet points, write 3 very specific bullet points which makes them think, hey, this person is impressive. That is what you want to aim for. So aim for writing 3 good bullet points. If you just do that, that will sort of help you or help the HR swipe your resume to the right. Think of your resume as prime real estate. Think of a high value billboard on a street. You don't have unlimited space. Every line you write needs to earn its spot. So this is a good question to ask yourself. If your reviewer only read the bullet point that you're working on, if they read only this bullet point, would they want to interview me? If not, either remove it or improve it. So just repeating the above point again, it's not a diary of everything you've done, it's a highlight reel, because you want your resume to help you get an interview. Other things you will talk about in the interview itself, but you want to get your foot in the door first. A mental model: pick any random 3 bullet points. Would they get me an interview? That is how you stress test your resume. That's how real reviewers will read it. I have reviewed thousands of resumes and I don't read all of the bullet points. Nobody reads because time ही नहीं है. So you don't need to write a lot. Just whatever you write, it needs to be crystal clear and help you move to the next step. Yeah. The other thing I want to drive the point home, or hammer the point home, is that it's a non-negotiable for a bullet point to have numbers. If a bullet point does not have a number, just remove that bullet point altogether, because that's the difference between a side project and a real experience project. Because if you don't write how many users you used it, people will assume that there were no users. If you don't if you don't describe the impact, they'll assume that it did not work. You tried something, but it did not work. So when you add numbers, that shows confidence, and that's proof that whatever you did mattered. And it also proves a meta thing, which is you know what mattered. So it's the difference between an engineer just shipping out features versus an engineer who knows what or how it impacts the business. So here is an example. Bad way of writing is build an admin dashboard. A better way to write this is build a dashboard used by 4 teams. So I instantly know that, hey, this was cross-functional. Reducing manual reporting by time by 80%. Again, like a very cool or a very high impactful thing that you did. So whenever you add numbers, it cannot be ignored. So do that. It also biases or stacks the deck in your favor. If you mention numbers, if you write complex things in your resume, the interviewer automatically starts by assuming that you're a strong engineer, and the interview moves to close you fast. Versus if you're writing vague tasks, they assume that, hey, you're entry level, and they just sort of are like, okay, let's just get this done and move to the next candidate. So yeah, quick summary: use 2-3 bullet points and not 10, and show clear impact. yeah, like some more examples: excellent team player. These are all like fluff, anyone can write it. But if you add numbers, led a cross functional team of 5 folks to deliver project 2 weeks early. This is like a very um, concrete point. Reduced onboarding time by 30% through improved documentation. Again, a very concrete point. Just saying that, hey, you improved documentation, that just means like you did something, but you don't know why you did it. But if you do write this, this is a very clear indication of you knowing what matters in a business. Another mental model to keep watch out for is your resume is as good as your weakest point. So if they pick a random bullet and that is a weak point, a weak point, yeah, they will just project that, okay, everything is weak only, right? So just like one bad bullet point brings the whole resume in question. So just remove that. Like, have less number of bullet points but have strong bullet points. And yeah, you can like go through this. I'll just go through the example. Some examples: worked on user dashboard versus built user dashboard adopted by X number of users. That means that whatever you worked on went into production. So that shows the quality of your work. You can work in production. Increasing engagement by 40%. Again, something that you did worked, which is a good thing. This is what companies want. Improved performance is very vague, but reducing page load time for 4 seconds to 1.2 seconds, improving SEO ranking. This is a very concrete thing. That means you know your stuff. Helped QA team with bugs versus resolved X number of bugs pre-launch, reducing customer reported issues by X. Again, why? That is something very concrete. So this is how you should think about your resume. It just has one job: make them want to talk to you. The corollary to that is you will never be there to explain what the impact was. उससे पहले ही you will be swiped left. So make sure that you put your best foot forward and explain how good you are, how complex things you have handled, what was the impact in the resume itself. So here's a quick summary, and yeah, that's about it. So go to this URL, ResumeRoa.st, put your resume and see what feedback you get, work on them, and if you found that this was helpful to you, let me know in the comments section. Cool. See you in the next one.